Hi guys, it's Caramel. We're here guys today to talk about an update that I wanted to do on the Tim Norman case, guys. You guys, those of you who know who Tim Norman is Miss Robbie's son from the show Welcome to Sweetie Pies. Her son Tim, who was actually on the show. Um, yeah, we have an update on that. As you know, Tim is now serving time in prison for the murder of Andre Montgomery, you guys, which is Miss Robbie's grandson, who they showed on season 2 of Welcome to Sweetie Pies. Now, it is said that Andre was taken out due to a setup by Tim Norman that he orchestrated. Okay, he purchased some burner phones. He hired a stripper friend of his. Her name is Terica Ellis. She's an exotic dancer. He also hired a friend of his, Travel Hill, who was the gunman, and he also had a friend of his who did an insurance policy, which had a lot of false information on that, which he was also charged for as well. The insurance policy was for $450. I mean, $450,000. My gosh, $450,000 from what Tim filed for Andre. Okay, now if you guys watch the show, you know that on the show they show where Miss Robbie's house was, um, her house was broken into. All right, now Miss Robbie was away on vacation during the time. Now, you guys do know that Andre lived with Miss Robbie. She moved him there from Texas, where he stayed with his mom and dad. He moved down to St. Louis to stay with Miss Robbie so that she could help him, get out of the environment that he was living in, and she let him live with her. During the time of the robbery, he was not there. He was away with some friends. They were saying a girlfriend, and Miss Robbie's house was broken into. It said that Tim had something to do with that robbery. At least that's what Andre told police. Okay. Tim was trying to point the finger at Andre. His alibi checked out as to where he was not there and he had nothing to do with it. But Andre did cooperate with police and tell them that Tim did, in fact, go back and have something to do with this robbery. He was saying that Miss Robbie was already suing Tim, that Tim had a lot of money issues. Like, he just went in and was telling all this stuff with Tim. Now, the police, of course, started looking into Tim, and 4 days after that, coincidentally, Andre was murdered. Okay. Yeah. The location that it happened in is this place in St. Louis, they said, which is a very, very high crime rate where a lot of murders go unsolved. It's called Natural Bridge. Yeah, and this particular situation happened in 2016. I was just like, Lord, why would Tim have anything to do with his own nephew's death? Now, as I said, Tim Norman is Miss Robbie Montgomery from Sweetie Pie's son. Miss Robbie's husband was also killed. Okay. Before Tim was even born, guys, Miss Robbie was 3 months pregnant with Tim when her own husband was killed in the Natural Bridge area. So they have a lot of murders that go unsolved in that area, which is why I feel like Tim chose that place to have Andre taken out. Now, it said that Andre was at a house where he was recording some music when he was lured out by Terica Ellis, the exotic dancer, who also used to have some sexual dealings with Tim prior. Anyway, she called Andre, lured him outside, and was showing him some merchandise that she was trying to sell, which was a distraction. During that time, it said that Travel Hill, who was the gunman, later approached him and was asking him about some marijuana. He said he didn't have any. And as Andre turned to go back into the house to get ready to finish recording, he was shot and killed by Travel Hill. Okay. Tim went and purchased all these burner phones for Travel and for Terica for them to communicate. Once the situation was done, they called Tim to let him know. Tim was out of town, of course, in LA. during this time with the other restaurant that he had just opened up, TJ Sweetie Pies. Um, and it was said that they called Tim to let him know that the job was done. Now, fast forward. Most recently, Travel Hill, as you know, he's locked up. Tim is also locked up in prison as well. Travel did a telephone conversation in jail, which we all know those are being recorded. Okay, when you're in jail and you talk to somebody on the phone, every phone call is being recorded. So everything that you say on there literally can and will be used against you. Travell gets on the phone and they're saying he's talking to his brother, and he admits on the phone call that Tim was the mastermind behind this murder for Andre Montgomery, and that Tim paid him $5,000 for this particular hit on Andre. Okay. He also names Terica Ellis as being paid $10,000. Now, Terica has been trying to get out of jail, talking about her daughter is sick with sickle cell and she needs to be out so she can take care of her daughter. I'm like, who's take care of your daughter when you here trying to lure this boy up out of the house to have his life taken away? You're a mom. As mothers, we're nurturers. So what made you feel like it was okay for you to even be in on this situation, knowing you have two daughters at home and the possibility of you spending your life in prison if and when you get caught? Because you did. You wound up getting caught. Now you're sitting in a prison away from your two daughters who probably will never see you again. Now your mother has to raise your daughters because you made a choice to be involved in a situation as to where someone's life was taken. Okay, this boy did not have to die this way. It's very, very sad. Miss Robbie, of course, was grieving really bad and upset because she felt like, okay, I called him to come here so that he can, have a better life, and then my own damn son done took him out over greed and over being demonized. You got to have some type of demon in you to even think that through. But they're saying that Tim had a lot of debt, you guys. And the IRS was after Sweetie Pies, it said, for some back debt as well. Which was a lot of money. So Tim had gotten way in over his head opening up all these restaurants. He found himself in a lot of debt, and he went and filed all these insurance policies, thinking that he was about to get all this money once Andre was taken out. And he was denied and was not paid a dime. Okay. And very shortly thereafter, the feds came knocking on his door and arrested him and took him to jail for the alleged murder of, for the murder of Andre Montgomery, which is his nephew, his own brother's, his blood brother's son. Okay. His brother was also murdered, I want to say in LA. So this family has seen a lot of murders and killings, you guys. It's so sad. So it said that their trial is set for, Tim's trial is set for September 6th, okay, of this year. All right. So, and they're saying that Tim is also accused of having something to do with this break-in as well. That he was there looking for some paperwork to give to the insurance guy to finish the completion of the paperwork for this insurance policy that he had on Andre, which totaled up to $450,000. Okay. So we're gonna keep our ears to the streets on any more updates to come as it relates to this case, because I want to see how this pans out. I was a huge fan of the show. I still follow Miss Robbie. She's still doing her music thing. She's out here living her best life and still doing her restaurants. She still has her restaurants going. So we're gonna definitely keep our ear to the streets, like I said, and see what's going on with this. See if this case pans out. They're saying that Tim is looking at getting life in prison behind this. And of course, Travell, he's the shooter. He's definitely not getting out as well. And Terica, she's going to be charged accordingly as well. So I'm not sure why they thought this was such a great idea and that they weren't going to get caught. But nowadays, if you watch First 48, they have all these different ways that they can come up with evidence as far as putting somebody under the jail for committing crimes, especially something this heinous. I mean, my God, how do you even get into your mind that you're going to take out your own blood nephew, your brother's son, over a policy because you're in debt? Like, you have to have a lot of hate in your heart. My heart went out to their family when I watched the memorial service. I was just like, my God, like, my heart went out to them, because Andre, he seemed to have his life together and was going places in life. So it was sad that he was taken out in that way. His life was cut short, at 21 years old, guys. It was sad. It was very, very sad. So Tim has some serious issues going on with him. Miss Robbie, as you guys know, she had to wind up suing Tim to get him to stop opening up restaurants in her name. He opened up what is it, Sweetie Pies, TJ Sweetie Pies. He threw his son's name on there for the one there in LA, which wound up not even staying open but a few months. And Miss Robbie, when she came there, she was saying the food was not up to standard. Um, you know, they wound up having to shut that restaurant down. So you got to keep in mind, with all these restaurants, they don't own the building, so they're having to pay rent there. You're having to pay for utilities there. You got to pay taxes at these locations. Like, there's a lot of money that goes into having a restaurant. So when you have so many restaurants where you have to shell out all this money and you're really not bringing in the money that you thought you were going to bring in, that location didn't do as well, from my understanding. Okay. They didn't do as well. So they wound up losing money. Tim was spending money left and right. And it was said that he took some money from Miss Robbie as well. So we'll see how this pans out, guys. I'm gonna keep updating you guys as this case, goes on. We'll see what happens. But yeah, guys, Travel Hill pretty much came out and said that Tim Norman was the mastermind behind this. Now, like, all pointed mostly at Tim. Like, you devised this hit against your own family member. Okay. And now there are other people who are involved. Terica Ellis, who's going to be spending all this time in prison, like I said. The insurance guy, for his role in filing false information on this policy. They said that on the policy, Tim listed himself as being Andre's dad. Like, what the hell? Your brother is his dad. You went as far as to say that you were his dad. So I think that he was, when he had that house broken into, I think he was actually looking for legit paperwork so that he could finish out what he started. Okay, because they said that for a whole year or so that he had already started putting these policies together on Andre. So he was already planning to do what he was doing. Okay. He was already planning to do what he was doing. And I honestly, I wouldn't put it past him to probably maybe hurt his mom. And he was mad at her. I'm not saying he don't love her, but greed will make you do some crazy things. Like, greed. If he took his own nephew, his own blood nephew out, what's to say he wouldn't have tried to hurt his mom for some type of financial gain? He probably had a policy on her as well. So much prayers for Miss Robbie as she goes through this situation, through this case with her only son now. She really relied on him to help her out in the restaurant business, but now that he's gone, I don't know who she's appointed to be over it, to kind of help her kind of keep things together. Who knows? I don't know. But like I said, we're going to keep you guys posted on what happens with this case, you guys. Because yeah, the gunman is singing like a canary up in there. He's telling on everybody. Okay. Maybe he's going to testify to, maybe lower his sentence. He's going to tell some stuff to, maybe, how they do that. They get in there and get the snitching so they can lower their sentence. But what I do know is that Tim is probably going to get life behind this situation. And it's so sad because he has a son of his own. His only son, TJ, will now grow up without his father, just like Tim had to do. Tim's father was killed before he was even born. So Tim never met his dad. Miss Robbie was almost 3 months pregnant with him whenever his dad was taken out. And now Tim's son is going to grow up without his dad as well, because I'm pretty sure Janae probably is not going to want to take TJ to no prison to see Tim behind no bars. I'm pretty sure. She's already remarried with a whole nother baby. She's moved on with her life. So maybe she's, introducing this new guy as little TJ's dad. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Like I said, I will keep you guys posted on this because I am very interested to see where this case goes. All right. Again, I am Caramel Real. Thank you guys for joining me, and we will have more videos to come. Thank you guys. Bye.